Guys, today what we're going to be doing is removing the front bumper, the front grille, and left side headlamp on this 2008 Cadillac Escalade. I'll be showing you step by step on how to do that. Alright guys, so the tools necessary to tackle this job are going to be a ratchet, an extension, a 7mm socket, a 10mm socket, and the pry tool. This comes in handy for all the clips. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so once you have the hood up, you'll see all these clips. I believe there are like 9 clips that hold this sight shield in place. So you're going to be prying these off and removing the sight shield out of the way. And these clips here, they come off very easily. Just pry them up. Just pull them out of the way. Oh, I just lost it. Never mind. Like I said, just pry them out of the way. A plastic one would have been a lot better. A plastic pry tool, but I don't have one handy. So this will do. Just take every single one out of the way. Alright, so next step, go ahead and remove the sight shield. They should just come off all in one piece. Alright, so once you have the sight shield out of the way, go ahead and clean some dust off the truck. And remove these 10mm bolts that are holding the grill to the radiator support. And just clean it up. Alright guys, once you remove the 10mm bolts that are holding the grill onto the radiator support, you come down into the fender liner. Make sure you turn your wheel in order to give you clearance on all these clips and bolts. There's a pry clip on top. There's a 7mm there. There's another clip, another 7mm. You might need to remove that clip right there in order to give you access into this bracket that goes here on the fender, that's holding the bumper up. Alright guys, so once you remove the clips and the bolts out of the fender liner, you need to push it off to the side in order to give you access to the bolts that are on the inside. There's a bracket here that has 2 10mm bolts. You need to get those out of the way. I'll show you guys. Alright guys, so once you have the 2 screws out of the way, you can go ahead and take the bracket out of the way, and the bumper on this side should be loose. Alright, so once you have the fender liner out of the way, there's a bolt right here. This one has to go as well. So in order to get to that, you need to crawl underneath the truck. And I can't show you guys actually. It should be right here. This bolt here. There's a bracket that holds the bottom of the bumper together. Alright guys, so once you remove that last bolt at the bottom, your whole bumper should almost be ready to come out. Make sure you do the same procedure on the other side, as both sides are just exactly the same. Turn the wheel, try to give you more clearance when you're inside the fender, in the fender liner area. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and do this side real quick, and I'll show you guys how to remove the entire bumper out of the vehicle. Alright guys, so we're ready to take this bad boy out. Another tip I have for you guys is always have like an organizer of some sort to keep the clips, the bolts, and maybe some other size bolts in order, so you won't lose them under the truck or whatever you're working on, because that tends to happen a lot. Alright guys, so once you reach this point, you're basically done. Using another set of hands will come in very handy, just as you gotta pull evenly from both sides. The last step, you can actually do this step before you pull the bumper. It's actually taking the fog light clips off in order to get the stress out of the wire. The same thing goes for both sides. It's one clip here, another clip here for the light bulb, and the same thing on the other side. And once you do that, you're basically done with taking off the bumper from the front end. Alright, and actually another tip that I would like to mention before I actually take them off all the way. I don't like to unclip it from here. Normally the clips break once you put a lot of stress on here, I like to just twist the whole bulb off. It's easier to just replace a bulb than it is to actually replace the pigtail of the harness. It's a lot easier. And if you're in a dry place, it doesn't matter if they're hanging for a little while, you know, to give you some time for whatever you got to do. So I'll show you guys on this side how to do that. It's pretty straightforward. You just twist, remove, and then you just twist and remove, and just let them hang in. And once you do that, the whole bumper is free out of the front end of the Escalade. Alright guys, so once the bumper is off, the headlight is pretty straightforward. You have a 10mm right there, a 10mm right here. This should just slide right out. And you have another 10mm down here. After you get those out, the light slides right out. Alright guys, so once you remove the 3 bolts, this whole light should slide right out. Like that. There's a harness in the back, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Just hit that clip right there and it should slide right out. So yeah, and that's how you remove the front headlamps and the front bumper on a 2008 Cadillac Escalade. Thanks for watching.